Come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while. How many of you could use more rest this summer? Raise your hands. Look at this, everybody. Come away. How do we rest with him? Earlier this week, I went to the back field there, and I was praying with this passage. And it's interesting because I found myself the last month, you know how much I love meditative prayer and contemplative prayer. I haven't been able to really rest in prayer like that. And so I went all the way back to the field, and as I looked across, I couldn't help but think of the verdant pastures that the Lord speaks of. And so I kind of looked at this, and I titled this homily, The Verdant Pastures of St. Matthias, as I looked over the field and the church. And I thought about the readings. So right before the readings today, when Jesus tells the disciples to come away to a deserted place, you have to realize what just happened. So preceding this, he had sent them out into the world. So he'd sent them out, and they went off, and they were supposed to preach repentance. They drove out demons. They anointed with oil those who were sick, and they cured them. And after all that time of going out and curing and healing the sick and driving out demons, they came back to Jesus, and he gathered them together. And they were reporting all they had done and taught. Like they were really excited about everything that they were doing. And then Jesus says to them, come away by yourselves. Let's go to a deserted place and rest a while. So he saw in them that they needed rest. It was almost like when the woman touched the tassel on him, the power came out of him. I think the same thing happens to us when we are dedicating our lives to the Lord and really giving ourselves to the Lord. There's a power that comes out of us, and he wants to restore that. And so I invite you right now, he's inviting you to come away to a deserted place. What's really awesome about Mass on Sundays is that at the end of every Mass, the deacon commissions you to go in peace and to proclaim the good news. And each and every one of us then go into the world and hopefully heal the sick, proclaim the good news, preach the gospel, cast out Satan a lot of times. And then we come back together on Sunday to share everything that we are doing. And St. Matthias is really, really good at this right before Mass. So now he wants you to rest as he gathers all of us together. And so since I found myself not really able to contemplate, I journaled. And I know that I've encouraged this for everybody else, and it's difficult for us sometimes to journal, as it is for me. But this turned out to be tremendously fruitful. And as I was praying with what the Lord spoke to me, I thought, I think he wants you to hear these words too. And so what I'd like you to do is enter into this meditation with me and let Jesus bring us to restful waters. So if you're comfortable, I just invite you to close your eyes. And in each of these readings, we hear about a meadow or a pasture or a deserted place. So I just want you to imagine being in this deserted place with Jesus. Maybe it's a farm, maybe it's a meadow, maybe it's somewhere in the metro parks, maybe it's the back here of St. Matthias. Somewhere that he calls you just to be with him and take you away from everybody else. And then in Psalm 23, we hear, even though I walk through the dark valley, the Lord is my shepherd. He leads me to verdant pastures and gives me repose. Besides restful waters, he refreshes my soul. Then we hear in Ephesians, Jesus came and preached peace to all who were far off and peace to those who were near. And through him we have access to the one Spirit and Father. So right now, Jesus wants to give you that access to his Spirit and to the Father. And then finally in Mark, Jesus invites his disciples, come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while. So I want you just to realize we are in these glory days of summer and the July sun. And it seems like all of us are longing for rest. And the only way that we can really rest is when we rest in the Lord. That will give us true rest. And Jesus invites you right now to let everything else go and to be with him. And these are his words to you. You have faced so many demons in your life. You have gone out, you have been my servant. Now let me draw you back in. You have battled, you have given, you have spent yourself. Teaching, healing, exercising, bearing the weight of those you love. And as the power has gone out of me, it has gone out of you. But I want to restore it. You are spent, used, but not consumed. You have burned with the fire of my love. Proclaim the kingdom. You have announced the good news. You have raised the battle cry. You have fought against Satan. You have shown the splendor of my glory in a world that is filled with darkness. You have been a light shining in the darkness, and the dark will not overcome it. Because of you, without even knowing it, many lives have been transformed. You've interacted with so many people. You've been challenged and have challenged. You are battered and bruised, tattered and worn. You have healed, and now I desire to heal you, to recollect you, to bring you to myself. You have shown such courage, determination, love without receiving, giving, and not counting the cost. Exhausted, weary, you have walked through the dark valley. You have encountered people that have rejected you. Shake the dust from your feet. And I know that even that takes effort, but once you shake the dust from your feet, you will rest more fully. You have walked with the sandals I have commanded you. And now I want you to let me walk with you. Then I want you to imagine he takes you out into the boat, away from the shore. And this is a calm day on the sea. And you're with Jesus as the boat rocks. And he tells you that with every wave that comes to the boat and rocks it, his power comes into you. And as the boat moves back down and the wave rolls away from the boat, it takes away all of your stress, all of your anxiety, all of your fear, all of your anger, all of your frustration. And with each wave, this happens. He fills you with this strength, and you let go of anything else that is not of God. Just allow yourself to let the Good Shepherd hold you in that boat, to restore your strength, to restore your energy, restore your soul. And pay attention to each wave, filling you with his Spirit and taking away from you any of your exhaustion, anything that keeps you from resting in his love. And just spend a few moments now in that silence with him, rocking gently on the boat.